is up, everyone? Well. Huddersfield Town, the annual strugglers, once again dreaming of returning to a place that a lot of Town fans thought that we may never see again, or especially not for a long time. And Carlos Corberan has got us in a position now where some of us are starting to believe. Some of us have believed for a while, and yeah, it's just crazy how how this season's panned out. I myself, to put it simply, I've never feared a game as much in my life as I do tomorrow. More so now because I feel I've never felt so invested in this club as this season. Don't get me wrong. When we went up previously, and when we were in the Championship with the Cowleys, it was great following Town home and away. But this is the season where I've only missed 5 games, so obviously you can understand there's more of a connection there for me personally, and as such, it's just this isn't being kind to us. It's just, yeah, it's remarkable. It's unbelievable, is what it is. Like I say, it's absolutely crazy. One sec, guys. I'll be back in a second. I've just got to sort something with the thing. It'll go black screen, but I will be back. Should be back. Is everything good now? Has everything come back? Just a quick little thing I needed to sort something. Is everything good now? Just quickly in the comments, let me know if everything's come back good. Because we should be good to crack on once I've promoted everything now. Yep, all good. Brilliant. Sound. Right, well, this is one of those streams where I've not got a guest on specifically for the reason that, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to just get loads of guests on in different points, really. In 5-10 minute slots to give their thoughts on this game. It's a massive game. And I owe a lot of the numbers I'm kind of pulling in week out to you guys. So I'd love to involve you guys where I can. So yeah, once I get it shared around everything, like I say, I've shared it on Insta and on it's going on Snapchat now, and it'll be on Twitter soon and Facebook. Please share it round if you please share it round if you can. Just get as many people watching this as possible. That would be great. Right, there we go. But yeah, let's go to the comments now and have a quick look at comments. Oh, loads of people putting up the town and waiting for me. But playoffs, hope we don't. Will you be annoyed that we haven't made the most of it? It depends in the manner, really. To be honest, I think if we don't show heart, then obviously. But if we get outclassed, you know, the other team's a bit more. What can you do at the end of the day? What can you do? Hey bro, hope you're well. I'm well excited for tomorrow. Me too, mate. Me too. 1-0 Town, Harry Toffolo, then 0-0 second leg. Hope Sorba's back for tomorrow. So the news with Sorba, he won't start tomorrow, but that's what he said. He won't start. So there's that opportunity off the bench. Same goes for Pearson. Crazy how we're talking about players on streams. Everyone was thinking it's possible, and here we are. Yeah. Town are going up and the Leeds are going down. Could you imagine? Do you think we'll win against Luton? All will be revealed at the end. You know, felt this nervous. Believe it's our best chance to get to Wembley. Well, of course, yeah, definitely. Every single game, every single result. We'll be edged tomorrow. It'll settle a draw. Won't mind that. Who would you start? Turn or Pippa? We'll all get into that. Yep. Tyler, how you doing, mate? Great to see you in stream, mate. Who's excited tomorrow? Anyone catch what Thomas said? Big up yourself, man. Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, I don't know what you're doing here. Go on, Tom. Tom's going to be fit. Show Snapchat. I'll run through all these again in a bit. When was the last time Sheffield Wednesday won in playoffs? Poor lads, run away. To be fair, I just keep Snapchat pretty private, so the best way of like getting in touch about stuff like this is Instagram. That's what I go through normally. That's what I talk to everyone on, really. So I don't really talk to people that, you know, affiliated with YouTube majority of the time on Snapchat. It's mainly Insta or Twitter. So we've done that. Speaking of Twitter, we need to put this on Twitter. Put the word live on. That'd be a great start. I'll probably get better at this as time goes on. Yeah, you're all gonna think I'm a beg here, but I would genuinely like to know everyone's feedback on the video I posted, and just take this opportunity to thank you for all the views on that. You know, 3K views on a video that's not a vlog is that's crazy for me, because I know that the demand isn't already there. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm just like I said, I'm just gonna sort out the promos, and I'll get it looking in some more comments, and we'll crack on with talking some town. But like I say, if you can share the stream about, that'd be great, guys. That's that. Like I say, we are going to get some guests on. So obviously I'll send the links out to them when we're ready for them to come on. I'll be messaging you on Instagram. Like I say, that's what I kind of talk to everyone through that. The questions about these things will be answered towards the end of the stream. For I have my reasons. And these questions are the score prediction, the lineup, whether I got a ticket or not, and a couple of stuff like that will all be revealed at the end, guys. So That's going to be, that's going to be kind of spoke about towards the end. Well, that's where we stand there. So it's just Facebook now, I believe, for what I've got to share stuff on. But I do. I guess, to be honest, I find myself in a situation where I find the events of this season have been quite surreal. Looking now, it's hard to kind of see the reality of it, really, because we've had it before. We've kind of, we've come down watching the game in the cold tomorrow in Brighouse. Decent little pub that I've been there. I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere in there, to be fair. But yeah, it's surreal because it's like I said, everyone's underestimated us all season, like they always have. It's so funny to see, all the big clubs thinking they're entitled to the Premier League, just because they're a big club, and it's like, what? And they're saying, oh yeah, Huddersfield won't be there come end of the season. Yeah, they'll drop off like the rest of them. Like, well, someone has to finish there, so but it's like I say within the video the other day. I know I kind of rambled, but I'm immensely proud. What time's this finished? Seth will be going as long as we're going, mate. That's kind of where we go with these. I expect around an hour, mate, but we could be going longer. I've not really got to stop as such. We'll just, when we get people on, and when we get to talk about the stuff that we need to talk about, then that's when I'll probably wrap it up. But it'll be going for a while because I've still got to do all this real quick. Shouldn't be too long now. Here we are. But this is another question I've got for everyone. This is another question I've got for all you guys. Say by some kind of, say we get through to the next round. Say we get to Wembley, because there's that possibility. Obviously, either team has to get through. Say we do. Who would you prefer? And who do you think we'll actually get? And that's something I think we need to discuss. Well, like I say, I'm going to get some links over to some people in just a bit now, so we can get down to the what is it? To the topic in hand. Also, guys, I know it sounds a bit vague, but if we could please get to 4,500 subs by the time after the second leg, let's say by the second leg, that'd be great, guys, because that's what we're aiming for. And we're aiming for 5k by the start of the new season. Whether that's in this league or the one above, we're not 100% sure just yet. But we're hoping that we're thinking positive. So now I've got all that out of the way, we can crack on. So the way I see it, right, a lot of people looking at this as if to say we've got the easy draw, because Luton are a small club like ourselves, and because they have injuries. Now, the injuries part does come into it, but I don't think the size of the club really ever matters in a competition like this. I think in the FA Cup it can, I can kind of see how it can, but not in the playoffs. The playoffs is kind of like it's like a derby zone. It's like it's like no, we're not a small club, but we're looked at as a small club. You know, we're kind of looked down upon by all the big clubs. But you know, you're right, Kim. We're not a small club, but that's kind of the message that we're given. So the way I can see it is, yeah, you can say that, but Luton over the course of the season, you know, especially towards the end, have been pretty good. You know, the sixth for a reason. There's a reason that Borough didn't make it. There's a reason that Millwall didn't make it, and there's a couple of other reasons why the rest of the other teams didn't make it. Away from being a massive one, but you know, Luton Town have. I'm quietly about this, but I'm quite, you know, I wouldn't say happy, but I'd say like I'm quite pleased that another team that's looked down upon has got into the playoffs, because it always you know jumbles things up a bit in it, and it winds those up who have the kind of thing. Tyler, we will talk about a collab possibly later, mate, when I've wrapped all this up. But yeah, mate, don't you worry. We'll talk about that soon. But yeah, Luton have just as much chance to win this thing as we do and as any team does. You know, last time, you know, I'd like to say we were probably bottom favourites to go up out of the 4 teams, and we did end up going up. So how you are as a favourite doesn't really make a difference. It's all how you play on the day and the players that you've got available. The massive news for us is that Sorba and Pearson won't start. That's what we've been told. So that gives us an inclination that they can play off the bench, but they won't start. I can't stand it when these teams think they've got the God-given right to be somewhere when they're not. Nottingham Forest have not been in the Premier League for a while because they've not been good enough. That's as simple as it is. You know, you get to where you are based off a course of a season and delivering in games like this. So if Luton go up, you know, we can't sit there and say, unless VAR messes up, we can't sit there and say, oh, they didn't deserve to go up, because they've been in that position now for a while, and plenty of other teams have dropped off, but they haven't. So, you know, the same applies for us and Sheffield United, just as much as Forest. You know, all 4 teams are good enough, and that's the point I'm trying to make. And a lot of people are neglecting, especially us and Luton. Don't know why I can get the Luton one because they finished 6th, which is the bottom of the 4. But us, we're top of the lot. No, I'm not saying we're favourites for it, but we did finish 3rd out of all of them. So we finished the highest. So I don't get why people are ruling us out all of a sudden. But that's my take on it. Another thing that I've got to kind of get out there is evening, Paul. Nice to see you, mate. Another thing that's kind of thinking on me is key players will settle this. I think key players and unsung heroes. Now you could say that kind of contradicts the point, but I mean we need Nichols to do Nichols things in this. Otherwise, stuff isn't going to work. But at the same time, you know, there's 3 different kind of brackets for me. There's key players, there's your average players that do a job but never go above and beyond, and then there's the unsung hero that always does what he can, but doesn't get thought about, doesn't get mentioned. If we can get our key players doing their roles, then that's massive. One sec, I'm going to carry on. I'm just going to get a bottle of water because I'm thirsty as. But like I say, if key players turn up, you know, we're making our jobs a lot easier straight away. By unsung heroes, you know, I mean the players like Tom Lees. Like, that guy has been so good over the course of a season. It's just asking the goal. I have a feeling that the key players are gonna create the foundations in these games, but they're not going to be the goal scorers. It's going to be a Tom Lees or something. So yeah, that's kind of where I think that. Yeah, like a Jonathan Hogg or a Tom Lees, an unsung hero, someone that doesn't get the credit that they clearly deserve. Hogg, for me, has been one of our best players this season. Yes, he does back passes a lot of time. Yes, he goes sideways. Yeah. But like, yes, he makes a couple of mistakes, but there is not a player that you can tell me will give it his all. He always gives 100% graft. And at the same time, I don't think we'd have lost 3-0 to Bournemouth had Hogg been in the team. Yeah, he made a mistake at Millwall, but, you know, these things happen. I think another big part of this is we have to get the formation spot on. And we have to be clever, because I'm pretty sure Luton play a 5-3-2, and that works quite well for them. So we have to get something that's going to, you know, cancel some of their width. Go away, Sky, every time. But at the same time, we also have to, you know, get something that doesn't allow us to be too prone to getting caught out in the middle. 3-5-2, right, Tyler? Apologies there. So here's where I'm at, right? At the end of the day, we've beaten Forest once and lost once. We've beaten, well, in literal terms, we've beaten Sheffield United once. But if we're looking with eyes that haven't been corrupted by just poor decisions by the refs, we beat them twice, because we scored a goal that were perfectly fine. And then Luton, we've won and drawn. Now, from what I've heard at the performance at Kenilworth Road last time, and what I kind of heard on Tyler's stream yesterday, and by plenty of other people, we just went there to defend. You know, they could have scored 3 or 4, but we were that kind of defensively solid that we just settled for the 0-0 and took the point. And as the away team, at a place like Luton especially, you know, a team that's been so good at home, beating the likes of Bournemouth, you're never gonna be like, oh well, we only got a point. That's brilliant, a brilliant result. So we need to be on it. You know, the Luton are not going to be a rollover. But Town are doing things differently this season, which gives me a bit of hope, because there are games we'd have lost in the past couple of seasons that we haven't this season. So it's fingers crossed, but it's touch wood, but there's a lot of good things going for us, a lot differently this season, obviously. So, well, I'll be honest and say straight up what I think about the semis and the final. Now, this is all hypothetical. I in no way think we're going through. I can't predict that, because one, it's going to jinx us. Two, it's disrespectful to Luton, who deserves to be there just as much as the rest of us. And, you know, I can't call it. But where I stand, this game right here, the how I'm looking at it is just don't lose. We beat Luton last time. They didn't really look like scoring, and they got a penalty, which was, for me, it was a 50-50 penalty, and Naismith should have been walking. And I mean, how he stayed on that field, I have no idea. But it's against us, so he thought he'd give us a yellow. But I've looked at the officials for that game. I mean, I saw Michael Oliver's name, but that was for Forest Sheffield United. I nearly skipped a beat there, but because we all know that he's never really been good for us. But just don't lose. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If we can go down there and get, like a lot of people saying, get a 0-0 or a 1-1, then I'm not saying it would be over, because we still have to win. But you would, if you were a gambling man, you would kind of have more. You'd have a higher inclination to back us to win at home than you would away. Not normally, but especially in this competition. So if we can go down there and draw, then we don't have an advantage, but what we have is the home advantage. We have the John Smith Stadium and a bigger crowd coming back up for the second leg. So it's going to be slim. It's slim margins, and this competition always is. I mean, we went on last time, we didn't even score a goal. Agent Lees did it for us. It could see into the future. But I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I mean, for context here, I video myself in front of a camera every week and post it on the internet with thousands of people see, and I'm live right now. And this doesn't even come close to how nervous I will be tomorrow. Like, it's just that you can't describe the feeling. It'll be a sick feeling, and I just hope we get it right, because this is, like I say, the best chance we're going to have in a long time to go back to the Premier League. And so what? So what if we come down? You know, people are saying, "Oh, you don't want to turn into a yo-yo club." Why would I care? We're used to being in relegation battles. That's a dream. Like, going up and down and having the odd couple of wins, because eventually the yo-yo team will stay up. Like, I don't think Fulham are coming back down now. A lot of people say they are, but I really don't think they are. So yeah, you know, we need to get it spot on. We need to start the right team, and we can't underestimate anyone. But like I say, if we can get the first leg, if we can get a draw, you wouldn't back us, but you'd if you had to back a team to win the second leg, you would kind of lean towards us, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm aware Luton have a lot of injuries, which can only be, when I say good, it's never good to hear a player's injured, but it can only help us. And I suppose what it will do is one sec, I've not even put that up. And I suppose what it will do is it'll make them more tired, because the subs that they're going to be bringing on, Nathan Jones isn't going to want to bring youth players on in a game like this, because that's ultimately who they might have to turn to down the line if players keep getting injured. So, it's close to call. You know, like I say, Luton are not going to be a rollover at all. I already know there'll be loads of Forest and Sheffield United fans looking at this side of the draw as the weaker of two. But like, you know, it's some of them never going to change. So for me personally, Tyler said a 3-5-2. So what we need to kind of do is play, in my eyes, a 4-3-3. That's what I'd do personally. I think the 4-3-3, or no, maybe a 4-4-2 maybe. No, 4-3-3. 4-3-3. 4-3-3 is what I'd do. If we could do a 4-3-3, this is the lineup I'd go with. And I'm doing this quite early in the stream because I'm going to ask other people the same thing. So I'd be having Lee Nichols in goal. And then it would be a back four of Toffolo. I'm going to say Tom Lees will be in there at the right centre-back. Now, the left centre-back, it's Colwill or Sarr, and it's a kind of mix between who's played recently and who's fittest, who would you this is killing me, this. Yeah, I'd love to know just for Sarr played that game. With no Colwill there. This game was Sarr. And Turton was centre half, wasn't he? I would start, oh God. Do you know what? I would start Naby Sarr, because from a corner he's dangerous, and at the same time Colwell's been a bit. Well, he's not really played recently, has he? So he's only come off the bench the other day. So I'd maybe start Sarr and see how it went. I know that's not the best attitude to have, but he's proved himself over. I mean, I mean, to be perfectly honest, right? I know you can kind of say in one breath that we haven't conceded many goals. The Barnsley goal, that we know what we can do about that. We're a finish and a half. Bristol, we didn't concede. Coventry were last minute, but we'd already seen the game out, so I don't think we're bothered. Borough, we didn't. And why is he so slow? And the game before that, I'm just going to have a quick look at that now. Yeah, I think SARS maybe the lesser of... Well, I say lesser. He's probably the better choice, really, because Colwell's not really featured. Oh, no, he did against QPR, but then, like I say, obviously, in the past few games that we've won, well, we've won 4 on the bounce. Yeah, we've won 4. Oh, my God, we've won 4 on the bounce. That's crazy. Yeah, we've won 4 on the bounce. I'd play Sarr. And then, to be cautious, I'd play Turton because he's defensively probably the better of 2 over him and Pippa. The midfield 3 would be O'Brien, Hogg and Russell. And the front 3, which would be the hardest decision of the lot, would be... See, Ward hasn't really played good recently since he got his haircut. But I'd be playing Ward. On the right, and I can't stress this enough, yeah, this would be the 4th name on the team sheet for me. So it'd go like this. It goes Nichols, O'Brien, Hogg. The 4th name on the team sheet for me, easily, Denel Sinani. And 5th with Toffler. And the reason that he's so high up that list is because with the absence of Sorba, that dead ball, that delivery, it's got to be by Sinani. Both sides, it has to be. Sinani and Sorba's delivery this season has been quality. On the wing, now it's a mix up between Holmes, Karoma, and Tino. Yeah, Blake's right. We've got to bring Sinani in permanently. It's been class for us. Yeah, it's between Karoma, Holmes, and Tino. Karoma's not really had the opportunity to start, so we can't really say much there. Holmes doesn't do enough off the ball, so for me, I'd probably start Tino. Out of the 3 of them, I'd probably start Tino and bring Holmes or thing off the bench. But at the same time, it does depend how Luton line up, because part of me wouldn't mind going as a 4-4-2 and having Rhodes and Ward up top, and then having O'Brien on the wing with Sinani on the other. So they're my 2 teams, literally, with those changes. Has Tino really proved himself? No, but he's given a lot of energy the past few games. Do you know, I'd probably go with a 4-4-2. I'm changing. I'm going with a 4-4-2 and have O'Brien on the wing instead. We've done it a couple of times and it's worked. But for me, I can't justify... At the same time, I can't really... Part of me can't justify Tino starting. At the same time, Holmes doesn't do enough off-the-ball work. But ultimately, Carlos has this choice. This is just a fan's take on it, really. So, yeah. Like I said, the score prediction and all that will come at the end. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get those links out to the people that we've said would bring on, and we'll bring them on in slots, like I say, and we'll ask them, like I've said before, to those who are in the chat. Cameras are welcome, but if you just want to talk on audio, then what is it? Then that's fine. Also, then there's what is it? like I said, I'm just going to send out the links to everyone who I said, you know, well, people were welcome to feature, like, but like I say, it was a couple that I just sent it to. This shouldn't be too long. So, yeah, like I say, it's what is it? Comments are going mad. Right, so we've got a couple on now. So we'll get them in just a second. But basically, where I stand, I'm proper bricking this. I've missed 5 games all season, and I've seen pain. I've seen last minute losses at Cardiff, and they've kind of made me. I could feel tears in my eyes at Cardiff. And I'm not like an emotional person or anything, but that's what it did to me. At the end, like, that was so cruel. So this game is really do or die. Both the legs are. So like I say, we were gonna get our first guest on now. He was on a couple of weeks back, and we got him on to talk about whether he thinks we could get in the playoffs and where we think we would go with that. And it's Ben. So, Ben, you need to turn your mic on. That's what it's saying. And then we'll get you on for 5-10 minutes. It says your mic is not on, mate. Try and get that sorted, and in the meantime, we'll get another guest on instead, and we'll come back to you when that's working a bit better. So our first guest is not going to be Ben. Our first guest is going to be Caden. Now, Caden, I see him all the time on the coaches. Caden's covered some proper miles this year, like myself. So it's great to talk to someone who's seen a lot of town this year. So we'll get him on now, mate. It'll work. How are you doing, mate?
Yes, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Can you
Yourself?
hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah,
It's
man,
good.
I'm good.
Right, so I assume you're going tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This is a massive game, obviously, for obvious reasons. Like I said, we've done miles this season, haven't we? We've seen, you know, a lot of good things from town. So
A lot.
a lot. So to go all the way and then to lose at the end, it would hurt. That's kind of the message that a lot of us are relaying, really. So first things first, what lineup would you go with, and what formation are you thinking?
A 4-3-3
Yeah.
with Nichols starting from the left. So Toffolo, Sa, Tom Lees, and Ollie Turton. Then a bit of a weird one for the midfield. I'd go Johnny Russell at the base of the midfield. Absolutely love that guy. O'Brien and Carol Lighting. Now, I seen Carol Lighting in the Bristol City game carrying that ball. He's just phenomenal on that pitch. Like, you can see he's got composure, he's calm, and in this type of situation, I'd go with that type of player purely because Hogg, he can be a bit hot-headed at times, and he does tend to dive into tackles. And I feel with Luton's style of play, particularly at home. Now away,
Yeah.
I'd go for Hogg playing at home at John Smith's, but away, I feel like Luton are very dirty and they do fly into tackles at home. And I feel like Carol Lighting could potentially draw a couple of fouls for us.
Yeah, so kind of a bit like a Jack Grealish kind of carrying the ball forward, drawing players in, and then obviously they take him down, and we've got more set pieces that Sinani can exploit. Is that kind of
Yeah,
way?
and
Or
and I feel like I think Antonani obviously down that side can link up very well. I think it's kind of like uh, he's wide playing in his midfield, so when he carries the ball, obviously bringing it to the wings, and Ward can link up there. And I feel like with Ward, I just feel like he's had a patch of being really good, and obviously for the past few games, he hasn't been up to that standard as what we've seen him this season. And I feel like,
yeah, sure.
every player kind of goes through that windmill. And obviously now the crunch time comes. I feel like Ward can just step up and just do what he's been doing at previous times this season.
Yeah, definitely. So you've got Sinani and Ward. Who are you going on the other side then?
Sanane, Ward, I'm not keen on Holmes. I feel like even on the ball, he doesn't really have that strength to hold the ball up and bring other players into play against a physical side like Luton.
Of course, yeah,
So
I get what you're
for
saying.
that factor, I'd go for Tino Andrew.
Yeah, a bit taller, 6'1". Obviously got well about what a good 7 or 8 extra inches in height, a bit of a bigger build. So you're kind of thinking more of a. You think it's gonna be more of a scrappy game, is what I'm getting from your kind of take. You think it's gonna be, it's gonna be a bit scrappy, a bit battling in the middle, and a
Well,
lot of loose
Kenilworth Road,
balls.
it always is, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
it's a tough place to go, and I feel like if we can just get a positive result, whether that's a draw, or even dreaming now, but if we get a win,
yeah,
like because I feel personally like at home, I'm confident that we'll win in the second leg. So as long as we just don't lose in the
like
first
I
leg,
just don't lose. Yeah,
yeah, I feel like we'll just get as long as we get to Wembley now. I'm not really obviously I'm bothered what happens, but if we lose at Wembley, like that's just it is what it is. Like proud of the team now, and obviously I don't want to lose in the semis, but losing in the final, I can take that.
so it's more for you. It's more about getting there and saying, look, we got to Wembley. If we don't do it on the day at Wembley, the take that you've got is that we've done everything we can, and it's just a bit unlucky, really, and someone has to lose, kind of thing.
Yeah, because I mean Wembley, with it being a neutral stadium, no one's really got an advantage in that sense. You know what I mean? So
Of course, yeah,
in the playoffs, obviously home and away, you've got an advantage slightly. So obviously with Wembley, like I say, being a neutral ground, no one has that advantage. And with the ground being packed out as it is as well, I feel like it's just time for them big players, like you said earlier, key players to step up.
yeah, yeah. No, I get what you're saying, and I think we've kind of gone similar, really, with the lineup. Actually, the 4-3-3 was the same, apart from Eiting and Hogg. So, I have to ask you, hypothetically, yeah, obviously it's a big if, because, like I say, every team deserves to be there. Say we do progress to the next stage and we do get to Wembley, who would you want and who do you think we're going to get? But this is an if. This is talking if.
Right, I want us to get, well, I think we're going to get Sheffield United just because, the stars aligned and everything. We've beaten
Of
once
course,
already.
with
But
past
I just,
history, yeah.
for the simple fact that I do not like Nottingham Forest fans, I want to get them just to see them crying.
Fair enough, yeah, fair enough. I can understand where you're coming from with that. There's been a lot of stuff on Twitter which has been questionable. But it's like, yeah, it's buts and maybes. It's all hypotheticals. We've got a massive 2 games to do a job in just yet against a very, very strong Luton side under a very good manager in Nathan Jones. The final question I've got to ask you, mate, what do you think the score is going to be?
um, 2-0 Tarn, I'm going to say it straight away. Nichols going to keep a clean sheet. We're going to win 2-0. And that's going to be that.
And what goal scorers are we going for, mate? Oh, no, I think we've lost him a sec.
No.
Hang on a sec. I think it's come
Can
back
you
now.
hear me now?
We can hear you now, but we can't see you. But who do you think the goal
Sure.
scorers are going to be, mate?
Danny Ward and Big Naby Vanessa.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be Ante. It's almost written on the wall. But listen, Caden, it's been great to get you on and get your team and your score. Thanks for coming on, mate. And well, we'll just have to see how we get on, won't we?
Yeah, man. I appreciate you letting me on as well, man.
Damn, man. Right, take care, mate. See you later.
Yeah, man. See you.
Yeah. Great take there from Caden. What we're going to do now is we're just going to take 1 minute where I'm going to go get some water and I'm, well, yeah, I'm going to get water. Don't know why I made that into such a big thing. I'm going to go get some water and we've got Tyler and Ben both waiting to come on, so we'll get Ben on for 5 minutes and get his take, and then we'll get Luton fan Tyler on just after that. Sound. Oh. Right, so like I say, great to get Caden on and get his take. Now we will get Ben on. Just going to check the stream and see that everything's still going all right and that there's not wrong with it. Like I say, guys, if you do enjoy this content, please leave a like. And if you're new around here, please subscribe. We're trying to get 4,500 subs by just after the second leg. We'll say by then, let's say. So it's about 30 subs. I know we can make that target. And 5K by the new season as well. That's what we're hoping for. And if you, like I say, if you do enjoy, please leave a like and a comment. So we'll get Ben on now and ask him similar sort of questions as what we asked Caden. Ben, how are you doing, mate?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Sorry about that. I needed to open it in Chrome to get my mic to work.
No worries, mate. No worries. StreamYard's been pretty temperamental for me over the past few times as well. So
yeah,
massive game, obviously. We're in that position now. I mean, you did say, didn't you? I mean, when we spoke last time, we were both pretty, on the side that we were going to get playoffs.
I never thought it'd be third though.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I made that video the other day. Fair play to Price, fair play. I'll say that because he was calling it back in November, and I was sat there thinking, no, we'll do what we always do and drop off, and we didn't. So fair play. What's your take on this one, mate?
I think as long as we get a draw, we should be good. Like, I'm in no means saying that it's a win because Luton are a very good team. They deserve to be in the place they are. I'm just saying that I think if we do get a draw, we will win in front of our own fans and take down to Wembley.
Yeah, so similar to both what me and Kane have said, really, in that just don't lose, and then we've got not the advantage, but we've got like a kind of like, an unwritten kind of thing where we expect more to win at home than we would away. Is that kind of what you're kind of relaying really there?
Yeah, but I also think as long as it's just not 2 goals or more that if we lose tomorrow, like I think 1 goal we could do because like obviously we were good when we went 1 goal down at times this season. So I think anything more than 2 will be hard, but I think 1 will be fine.
Yeah, that's a good point, that, actually. So we spoke about a lot of players this season in their impact. Who are the evening, Clive, and love you too, Kian. What would you say is the lineup that you would go with, and what formation would you choose?
I think I'm torn because for the away leg, I don't know if we're gonna like go for it or just try and play for the draw. I hope we don't play for the draw, and I hope we do go for it. But I think we will either go for three at the back, or if we're gonna go for it. But I hope we do play 4-3-3.
4-3-3,
So I'm gonna
yeah.
go with the 4-3-3.
Horse.
So Nicholson goal. Nicholson goal, you can't change that. Same with Toffs at left back.
Horse.
And my centre backs that I'm going for, I'm gonna go for Levy Colwell and Tom Lees. Because Tom Lees, I don't think you can change because he's just been solid all season. And Levy Colwell, it's between Levy and Naby. And I just think so I don't know if Adebayo is going to play because I've heard that he's like questionable about tomorrow. Yeah. But if he does, then we'll need that pace at the back.
True enough. Yeah.
So I just think that with Levy's pace, and he has been solid all season, when he's played, obviously, apart from the injury. So I just think I prefer him to Naby Sarr for tomorrow night. Sorry.
Yeah. Sure.
Then I think that we will be going more defensive. So I think Ollie Turton at right back, ahead of Pieper. Jonathan Hogg holding midfielder.
Yeah.
And then Lewis O'Brien centre mid with. I'm torn between Eiting and Russell. For this one, but I think I'm going to go with Russell just because he's played so many games recently and Eiting hasn't.
Yeah.
And then I agree with you with Sinani right wing. I don't think there's another option there with him and there because we've just been so good with set pieces this season.
Yeah.
And we can't take that out of the team completely with Silva being injured. So I do think that he should start Sinani. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Yeah, that's what I say with the delivery it's needed.
And I really don't know about Ward or Rhodes because Rhodes could be useful with like the physical element about it because Luton are a tough team, but Danny Ward just causes havoc sometimes. Up front, but I think with his goal on Saturday, I'm going to go with Danny Ward up front.
Yeah.
And then left wing, I want to play Andrin. I want to play Andrin at left wing, see how he does.
Right.
Because he, on his day, he is a Premier League quality player, I feel. He's just looked so good in the short time he's been with us so far.
Yeah, I mean, he had a bit of a rocky start, I suppose. He wasn't really doing the end product, was he? But I have to say, since Coventry, past 2 games, he's looked a lot better, a lot more intent. You know, with a lot more intent with where he's going with the ball. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, he's come back strong from his injury, I feel, especially with the second one he picked up at the club.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. So. So who are the key players you look out that need to step up for us and for them? I suppose that's a question I probably should have asked last time, but yeah, what key players of ours do you think need to be on it, and what key players of theirs do you think need to be on it to avoid, goals?
I think I'll name 3 on each team.
Yeah,
if that's okay.
Perfect.
I think for us, Tom Lees, like you said, 100%. He's just been solid all season, so I've got no doubt on how he'll play. I think Hog will be key as well. With it's sort of confusing because obviously I don't go to the matches, so I don't like see everything. But from what I've seen and stuff, he can be a little sloppy when we're playing out from the back. Like I think there was a couple of times against Bristol when he gave the ball away from
And
just
that's
trying to
Hog.
hoof it up
Hog.
and yeah, Hog. That's just what I've seen because I've only seen the highlights of Bristol. I didn't see the full game.
Gosh.
So I don't know fully on that. So I think that he needs to be on it 100%. And obviously they're a physical team and he's a physical player. So we need him to be strong. And I think Daniel Sinani needs a proper good game, like an 8 out of 10, if we're going to try and win the game.
Yeah.
Because he's just so crucial to the team without Sorba Thomas.
Yeah, kind of relaying what he's been doing with the deliveries. We kind of need that replacement in Sinani. Otherwise, it's not. Because, I mean, we've scored the most goal from set pieces, I think. So, obviously, that's a massive, a massive kind of stat to have, really, especially in recent years when we never scored any. So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, mate, hypothetical. If we do get through, who would you want?
I wouldn't want Forest because there's nothing like I just think their team could put some goals past us, and they can if they turn up for it, and we don't. But with Sheffield, I think we did so well against them both times this season. And as you said, it's pretty much 2 wins because we did score a fair goal that was ruled out for the second game.
Yeah.
And obviously history backs us. History backs us in the playoffs over anyone by quite a bit, to be fair.
You're a superstitious man, it does, I suppose, with the past. Let's just hope it don't go to the keepers again, because that'd be...
Still waiting for Simonson's to land. So far over.
Oh, God, like Keppers, wasn't it? Oh, God.
Yeah.
But let's not laugh too much, because we've all seen football come back and bite us. So, So what's your score prediction, mate, for the Luton Town vs Huddersfield EFL Championship playoff semi-final first leg?
I think 2-1 Luton, to be honest. I think it'll be a hostile atmosphere and it's so tricky to play there. Like we've seen Bournemouth go there and lose this season and Bournemouth smashed us 3-0. Yeah. So we did get away with the point last time. But this time I just think with how they're doing, I think they'll beat us 2-1.
Wow. And what goal scoring?
I won't be happy with that.
Yeah, like I said, but you could obviously say we've got a chance to bounce back as such. But and what goal scorers would you be going for there?
I think for us, a Tomley's header from a corner. And for them, if he plays Adebayo, and I don't know if he's injured, but Snodgrass.
No, I think he's available. Yeah, and I could see that.
Yeah, I think he will score.
Man. Yeah. Well, we'll just have to see how it all pans out. Ben,
even with that 2-1, though, I do see us beating them at home and going through.
So what you're saying is, even if we do lose, you're still pretty positive going into the second leg.
Yeah, because we've seen at times this season we've been better almost when we go 1 down.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Reading was a prime example of that.
Yeah, that was the only game I have done this season. Funnily enough.
Yeah, I remember you saying. Well,
yeah, I picked a good one.
Can't argue. Yeah, it's literally probably the best for value for money game that you'd see all season, really. So you kind of smashed
and
that
we came on the right side of the score as well.
Yeah,
that's always a bonus.
Definitely. Well, Ben, it's been great to get you back on.
Thank you.
Sure for the second leg, we'll be doing something similar to this. So we'll be getting all the same people on if that's possible and more.
Yeah.
So I'll message you and everyone the details for that.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome, mate. It's great to get your take. And up the town. Cheers, Ben.
Up the town.
Cheers,
Enjoy
mate.
the rest of the stream.
Thanks, mate. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Always great to get Ben's take on the channel. So now we've got another guest, and it's a Luton fan, and it's a Luton fan it's a Luton fan that I have collaborated with before, and it is Tyler from T-Boys TV. And I know he's kind of bricking this, because I definitely am. So, because I remember in the stream last night when I was watching, the poor kid and his dad were kind of umming and ahhing between saying this or that for the score predictions. So, Tyler, mate, we'll get you on. How are we doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. You know, the more we talk about it, the more nervous I get. But other than that, I'm good. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just like I say, I just, you know, I'm just so scared of the possibilities that could unfold, because ultimately, you know, I don't know. I almost feel like this, not easier, but I feel like this, it can't be any easier for either of us. But I feel like because we've done it before, it's kind of like that extra level of like, not pressure, but that extra level of nerves as we know what happens. Obviously, you'll have been in previous competitions, like and had playoffs in previous years, but there's nothing like the kick of possibly getting to the Prem. There's nothing like
exactly.
There's nothing like that kind of to that extent. Cheers, Billy, for tuning in. I'll see you later, mate. So yeah, what's your take on this one, mate?
This is how I see it, right? Without trying to give a score prediction away, this is how I see it, and it goes. It's similar to what a lot of people have said on here already. Even from a Luton perspective, this is how I see it. If Luton don't win this first leg, we're not winning the whole thing. That's how I see it. If it's a draw, because you lot, you know, I remember going to that game firsthand, and you know, we were awful. You know, we just couldn't finish anything. Like you said as well, you know, I actually stand by it. Naismith should have been sent off. I don't know
how he wasn't walking.
I don't understand how he wasn't. I'm not even
I'm not gonna lie, it looked worse from where I was stood. I actually thought he punched him. Like, from where his hands looked, it looked like he grabbed him on the neck.
As soon as he's made the contact,
and choke slammed him. But like, I was literally thinking, I was like, how is that? I was like, but yeah, fair play. I mean, you say the same, but I mean, I just don't think. I think you came to play for the point, to be honest, didn't you? Last time, you just kind of sat back and didn't really go for it as such.
No, it just wasn't, like you say. It just sat back. It's very frustrating to watch. Like, first half, I thought it was actually all right, but second half,
you held us back quite well.
The goals you got, like the first goal was a great strike. I'm not trying to say it wasn't, but you know, who's there closing him down? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like you say,
And in the second goal, it's a set piece. Like, where's the marking?
Yeah, I mean,
don't understand.
We said the exact same, mate. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's the first goal. It's a beauty, and it's out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But you've got to close him down. And the second goal, he's the biggest guy on the pitch, and he's the only one that's left unmarked.
And also, what didn't help us, actually, we got a lot of midfield injuries that game, didn't we? Ruddock got one in the first half, and then Lansbury. Even though, you know, they haven't been overly great, you know, you look at the midfield options now, and I think that's why certain people are getting in. Like, obviously, the likes of Snodgrass would already be getting in because,
of course, yeah,
Snodgrass at the end of the day, but
experience,
But for me, I've said it a lot of times, and I've got a lot of criticism from Luton fans. I've said Lansbury's been the most disappointing player this season, and you know, a lot of people say one of the younger strikers, Musgrave. Not too sure if you've heard a lot about him, but
yeah, from Leicester.
Yes, from Leicester. And, you know, the thing I say about it is, look at the age difference. You know, Lansbury's got that experience.
Yeah,
you know,
difference.
He's not been overly great. There's been a lot of games I've seen where he's just gave the ball away and just, you know, for a player of that experience, he shouldn't be, you know, you can have bad games, but he's had a lot more worse than good. you know, even the other day, like a lot of people saying he was great. I think he was average, to be honest. He looked good because everyone else was doing good as well. That's how I saw it. So yeah, it's one of them really. But yeah. It's gonna be
so. I mean, you've been to the games recently. Obviously, you saw the game at our place recently as well. I'll ask you the same question. From where you kind of stood with that, what are the three key players on each team that you kind of think now they need to be on it? They need to kind of do their roles, you know, over and beyond. You know, like kind of good but better, kind of that extent.
I don't know. It's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one. Because obviously we've had the situation with the emergency goalkeepers as well. And you know, it's a bit of a. Obviously, you need them to do well, but it's going to be a difficult one because their heart's not going to be fully there, is it? Right, because obviously they're still at the other club. So I don't know if I can really say the goalkeepers, to be fair, or the goalkeeper. Sorry, I just think the defence has got to be on job. You know, really, for me, it's more just whoever's on the pitch. It's not really specific players. It's just,
course, right.
You know,
whoever's been given the opportunity to have that role with injuries has to kind of come in and do a job as such.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly how I see it.
Yeah, no, I get that. I totally get that. So you'll play with it. It's tense, honestly. I mean,
yeah, no, it is. And like you said earlier, you know, none of us were expected to be in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of everyone backed Sheffield United up there, especially. But then when they had the start they did, I mean, joking apart, right? Cards on the table. After that game where, I don't know if you remember it, where we beat Sheffield United in the last minute at their place when Colwell scored. Yeah. And it was 2-1. After that game, we were all in a position. The 4 teams that are in the playoffs, if you'd have said to Forest, you get in the playoffs, it'd have been like, no. If you just said to you, you'd have gone, no. If you just said to us, we'd have been like, no, there's no way we can be that consistent over a season. And you just said the same to Sheffield United after that loss. And fair play, you know, to all 4 teams. I'm not taking anything away from yourselves or anyone because we've all got in that bracket. It doesn't matter if you finish. You know, we could come down to you tomorrow, and you could see a draw out like right, and not and think, we'll do them at home, and then get a penalty at our place, win 1-0. You go to Wembley, jokes on us. Like that's how slim margins this is. So if you do that and go up, then 6 gone up. And then you'll get everyone on Twitter saying, Luton have robbed us. And I'm like, well, no, they were in the playoffs and they went up fair and square. So it can be done like by any team. We went up in 5th. So it's so slim, especially when, you know, you've got key players out. Obviously, Sorba can't start for us. Pearson can't start for us. Now, there's opportunity for both of them to be on the bench, but they won't be starting. That's kind of the message that Carlos has relayed to us in the presser.
And the thing that would have helped, sorry to interrupt you quickly, the thing that would have probably helped with Pearson as well is obviously he was at Luton for years, so he'd know a lot more about some of the players that are still there. Obviously, he'll say stuff, but he's not on the pitch to
course,
help out
and it's like he has that kind of instinct now where a lot of your players haven't changed in that time period within the year.
Exactly.
A lot of them have been there for a while because you know you're quite a tightly knit squad with and you've worked hard, and when squads all want to be at clubs and work hard, very few players leave like ours. You know, we've got that kind of similar situation, and he'll be saying now to Carlos and all that, I'd say, watch this lad here, you know, for this and XYZ reason, because obviously, you know, you can't rule anyone out. You know, whilst every player's on that pitch, they've got a chance of doing something magical, especially in a position like this. So, what lineup would you go with then for Luton? That's something I'd be interested to hear.
So obviously the 3-5-2, like I said to you, we have changed it up at times, but that is the majority one that we use.
Yeah, you played the 5 at the back at ours, didn't you? Where you were all
Yes.
complaining, saying you
Yes.
shouldn't have done it because it was too negative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
right. Okay, I'm with you.
So obviously it's got to be Ingram in goal.
Yeah.
Right wing back, Bree. I was surprised that he was back against Reading. But yeah, he's back, so I'd go with him. Left wing back, who I think Blackburn are crazy not to have the chance when they could have took him. Amari Bell.
Yeah.
He's been brilliant for Luton. You can see every game he's improving.
Well,
So,
it's like your dad said yesterday. As soon as you said Bell, like he literally his head went
straight
like
up.
that. It was like your dad straight away was like yes. It's like it's like straight away like.
Yeah, no, he rates him very highly, as you can tell. But yeah, so obviously that, and then the 3 at the back, I would go Naismith on the left side, Bradley through the centre. Good to see him back as well. And then on the right, I'd probably go Burke because he's obviously got connections with Ingram through the time at Hull.
And Hull, yeah. So they played
links up very good with Bree on the right, and like sometimes you see Burke higher up than Bree. But that's just their communication. They're very good together on that
right side. They cover well, and that's always good. If you can get that covering sorted, then you've got that partnership. It works really, really well. Bradley, obviously, he struggled with fitness issues, didn't he, last time? But he's ironing that out now, and he's good now and good to go.
All good,
so So for obviously yourselves, that's massive. Bradley's your captain, is he?
Yeah,
captain. So captain's a massive role, and if he's not there, that's like a gap, if anything, because you've got to fill that with someone who's only maybe as good as he might be on the day. Yeah, and then Naismith, he's been pretty good over the course of the season. What about the midfield attack, mate?
Midfield, Campbell through the centre. He's been exceptional.
You're right. He's been a brilliant player.
Just get stuck in like Blackpool away. It's windy, raining, and he was out in shorts and t-shirt warming up. But he just gets stuck in. He's quality. But yeah, Campbell through the middle. On the left, I'd go Snodgrass. And then on the right, I'd go Jordan Clark. Now, Jordan Clark, he's kicked on ever since pre-season. I'm not too sure. I think when we played you the second time round, I think he was injured. Otherwise, he'd definitely featured. Don't think I can remember him playing. So, but
no, I don't think he did. It were Ruddock, Campbell,
and Lansbury, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Lansbury, yeah.
And then two of them got injured, didn't they?
Yeah, and then Ruddock and Lansbury got injured, so that's where the problem come up.
Right, yeah. And then obviously up top. Now, I don't think Adebayo will be starting, but I think he will be back during Reading. Obviously, he's been out for a couple of games now, and compared to other players, obviously when they come on the pitch and that at the end, certain players were in casts or whatever. He was just like normal. He didn't have anything on or around him, so I think he will be back for this. But I wouldn't start him. I know that might sound a bit mad, but I just wouldn't. I wouldn't risk it because it's been a couple of games. So I'd go Cornick. I think he's been exceptional recently. Very smart goal against Reading as well.
Yeah, I seen that. That was naughty, that actually.
And then Jerome. I'm going to go Jerome for the experience. He's done very well recently. Ever since, I know, people could sit there and go, it's Harrogate. But ever since Harrogate's just kicked on. Like the start of the season, he just wasn't doing anything. Like I know he's got that experience, and he wasn't helping out to do that. And ever since then, he's just kicked on. And
so what's Jerome's play style then? What's his play style? What can we expect from Jerome?
Just he's not really a fast player. He's He's more of like a hold-up sort of player. And he'll play it forward and flick it on.
It's kind of a position where you'd have Cornick and one of them two, because he'll hold the ball up and allowed to feed Cornick in behind. And those two are both... I mean, Adebayo's quick for his size, but he's not really as quick as Cornick, and then they'd kind of hold the ball up and play it into Cornick. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, really. And so a 3-5-2 is how that would line up, so it gives you that width and that. So I'm guessing Bell and Bree are two, fit, hard-working kind of players that are on it. Then they are
100%. Bree got a lot of criticism at the start of the season, and I thought it was very harsh. And then because the thing about him as well, he's one of them players. He's a confidence player, so I think people needed to relax on that. And then you've seen ever since, well, it's probably before Hull away, but he's just kicked on, and he's just like you can tell when he was out recently. You could tell we actually missed him on that right hand side. Like that's how effective he is in the team at the moment. And then Bell, like I said, he just gets better and better every single game. Just looks more comfortable on the ball and just looks like a championship quality player.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always a good sign, especially on the ball. I think off the ball is another side of it for a wing back. That's massive for a wing back, but it's on the ball, driving with the ball. That's a big part of their game. And if they get that better and better, then they're gonna make themselves a good player. So, again, hypothetical. Say you beat us, you've got that chance. You know, that's over two legs. We've both got the chance of beating each other. Who would you want at Wembley, and who do you think you'd actually get?
It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one because Forest, even though they didn't beat us this season, but then again, it's a final. I don't know. I just think, I don't know. Sheffield United. Do you know what? No, I'll take any of them, to be fair, because the final, anything can happen. You know, whereas 2 legs, if it was like them over 2 legs, I would be, well, obviously you lot as well. You know, whoever it is. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, it's tough. But if I had to pick out them 2, probably go Sheffield United.
Right.
Because I've watched quite a lot of their games this season as well. And I know they got 3 against QPR recently, but I've seen a lot of games where they've missed very big opportunities.
Yeah.
Like there was a game, it was Fulham or Bournemouth, I can't remember who it was. It was early kickoff at home. And they had a very good chance at the end. And,
it was a Bournemouth at home, I think it was.
Yeah.
When it was 0-0,
You know, people were trying to defend him, say, oh, he's a defender, but, you know, he had a lot of space. Should have done a lot better. And then when they drew, I don't know if you saw when they drew to Bristol City away, had a very good chance.
Yeah, Gibbs White when he had it through, when he
that was it. Gibbs White, correct.
And he had the whole left side of the net, and he went for the near post and blasted it over. Yeah, that was a proper sitter. What do you think the score will be to this first leg?
God. Right, I'm just waiting for everyone to come at me here. But like I said earlier, if Luton have any chance, my opinion, we have to win this leg because you lot at home, you know, like I said, are very good. You know, I witnessed it firsthand.
Yeah.
So for this game, I think the Town will sneak it, as in Luton Town. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I'm going to go with am I going to stick with it or am I going to change it up? Now, this might sound a bit mad, right? Saying that you won't do what I'm about to say in this score. 1-0 Luton.
There's stranger things that could happen. And who's going to score that goal?
Who is going to score that goal?
I mean, if it's Naismith, I think we might run on the pitch and attack him.
I'm going to say... Do you know what? I'm going to say Snodgrass.
No, that'd be even worse. That would be even worse.
That's why I said it.
Oh my God, I could not live. No, I could not live with that. No, that would be that'd be even worse. Oh.
I've just got a feeling it's going to be, like I said, as much as Snodgrass has got the quality, we all know that. I just think it's going to be someone who hasn't really scored a lot. You know, he hasn't. You know, he's made impacts, but he just, you know, that's more assist-wise. I think, you know, it might happen in this leg. So there we go.
Well, it's going to be an interesting, very interesting game regardless. We'll just have to wait and see who it's going to be interesting for. Tyler, it's been great to get you on, mate.
Thank you. Thank you for that, mate.
I'll message you I'll message you after the stream and talk to you about tomorrow and such.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, it's been great to get you on and great to get your take, and hopefully for our case, what you say doesn't happen, because that would be very painful for more than just the second leg. That'd just be painful, full stop. For obvious reasons of where Snodgrass used to play. But yeah, it's been great to get you on, mate. Take care.
Thank you for that, mate.
Down. Cheers, mate.
See ya.
Yeah. Great to get a Luton take on this. So we've got one more guest to get on. We're just going to go ahead and refill our water. So we'll just be a minute and then we'll get our final guest on. Right, guys, we are back. And we're going to get our final guest on, and it is it's Ruben, also known as... Wait, no, it's not Ruben. It's the Terriers fan.
Oh,
I'm
no.
getting confused because you ordered the channel
Mate,
together.
what are you
I'm getting
doing?
confused.
Hey, mate, how we doing?
Sorry, mate, remind me of your name.
It's Bobby, mate.
Bobby, right. I remember because you ordered the channel together at
Yeah,
one point.
yeah.
Oh,
We look pretty similar, I suppose.
Yeah, right, mate. You know, make of this what you will. It's an absolute massive game for both teams. Season defining. I mean, depending on what happens. I mean, if either team loses by a big scoreline, you know, it could be wrapped up all in one, really. So it's, you just have to. We'll just have to see where we're at, really.
Yeah, to be honest, the fact that we've got this far in the season is unbelievable. So whatever happens from here is a bonus, to be honest. I mean,
yeah, I can understand that. I think this is, like you say, it's a season that there's been that mental that we kind of look at it and go, you know, like whatever happens now, at least we can say we've got back up there, and we've not, you know, been in a situation where we're getting relegated. I don't know what account this is that Cotter's commenting at a minute, but we'll forget about this. So what kind of game do you think it's going to be? Do you think there's going to be goals? Do you think it's going to be restricted, you know, nice and compact? Or
the first leg, if the playoff, any playoff game, don't matter, League One, League Two, it's always the same. It's always no team wants to concede, no team wants to concede, no team wants to take any chances. So I think it'll be a really, really even game. I mean, look, we've played them at home. We played them at home and away. Away game was obviously 0-0, not really to shout about. Home game could have gone very different. If they scored that penalty, it's 1-1. They can go on and score a second. Naby Sarr didn't score that last minute goal. Then, 2-0. 2-0 looking at a score, you think, oh, they breezed past him. We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't.
No, we didn't, did we? I mean, but then again, you know, it's a lot of his plus. Maybe it was the penalty. A penalty was.
Yeah.
You know, how did Naismith not get sent off? But then again, it's like you say, if they'd have scored it, O'Brien wouldn't have mouthed off to him, and he wouldn't. He wouldn't have even pushed for in the first place. So God knows I don't want to read. Even Tyler backs on that. So you just kind of even then.
Yeah, but then that's the thing. That's why I was rooting for us to be in the home leg, the second leg, because we've not really been in that. I mean, I know we had Bournemouth few years ago, but recently we've not been in that kind of situation before. And I think our atmosphere and what's at stake. I mean, I'd love a day out at Wembley again. I mean, that's just another bonus again, isn't it? Yeah, but I think it'll be an end-to-end game, that second leg. I do think we'll go to Wembley. I don't want to say we'll definitely. I know. I hate saying it. We've been looking at train tickets and everything. I'm like, what are we doing?
No, because you see, the thing is, I'm not saying we are gonna, but I have been doing the same naturally because you've got to plan stuff to do with it. So I've been having a little peek at times and stuff like that, but it's just. I don't know.
I keep mentioning Wembley. I feel like a Nottingham Forest fan because they're all upset. They think they're there now.
Yeah,
it's awful.
No,
isn't it?
they do. I wouldn't be surprised if half of them have already booked parking and hotels.
It's like that. Like Sheffield Wednesday when we got past them that time. I'm almost certain about half of them had train tickets booked, hotels booked. I'd so hope Forest fans have them because I don't mind Nottingham Forest as a club. Don't get me wrong, they've done stupidly well, but they're really cocky. Like they just think, well, we're going to get there. That's it. Like there's no, and everybody's backing them. I mean, with the season they've had, you can understand it. But we're third.
Yeah, where they said all that about games in hand, and yet they still finished below us. Like it's. Oh, I mean, it's crazy. You know, it's just been that season where the big fat part for me, right, that kind of nailed it on where I could say, yeah, this season's different is the games where we won at Bristol, drew at Preston, beat Cardiff at home. Like full stop, that's an achievement because we always lose there.
We do. Yeah, we've got rid of a couple bogey teams this season actually.
Yeah, we won at Riverside for the first time ever. I mean, it's just at that point where we were all looking at each other and we were like, like it's starting to come a bit more clearer now. It's been a rollercoaster season, mate, and a lot of players have come through the ranks and improved massively. Lots of surprised us more than we could have ever thought. Some have dropped off. What lineup would you go with?
Right. Sorba Thomas would be brilliant for this game, by the way. Especially, is that what's his name? Adebayo playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's 50-50 this year. It's bench. That's what it is. Sorba's on bench as well.
Yeah,
apparently.
There we go. Exactly.
Sorba, Pearson and Adebayo. Do you know what? They make me laugh though when coaches do this. I knew full well they'd have been playing. Like, if you're trying to tell me that they'd have missed this game, they were just keeping them off for precautions, and they just wouldn't have started him because, well, you know, for obvious reasons, they're not going to start someone with problems straight away or thing.
Right. So, obviously, Lee Nichols in net. I'm going to go for a back four of Toffolo, Colwill, Lees and Turton.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think Carlos will do that, he'll put Pipper in.
I could see it, but either of them have been pretty good recently. But it just depends. It depends it depends how he's approaching it, I suppose, because we're all saying Turton, he might go for it. You know, we don't know with Carlos. He's that unpredictable recently.
I know, yeah.
I mean, it made me laugh. I'm just as fickle as the rest of them. I know it's worse for me because I see it on camera, so it comes back to me looking like a right wrong. But every time me and my mates will be at pub, we'll look at fun and go, look at that lineup, we've got no chance. And we're going to beat them 2-0.
Yeah, I've seen it so many times before. I'm like, he's got it well wrong here, mate.
We've got no chance. But
so the midfield, O'Brien. I think he'll be fit. I think he just didn't start him for.
Yeah, it was just precaution. It was just.
Do you
know? I don't think he was injured. I think he just didn't play him because he didn't want him to get injured or suspended or whatever for this game.
Yeah.
So
I think they did said it. I think the knock was just an excuse, to be honest. I think he was fine. Yeah. I think if it were a big game, he would have started anyway.
Yeah.
Hogg playing in that CDM. Hogg's a vital player in this playoff. because he's had experience. He's a really experienced player. I think in the kind of games that he'll be a really vital player. And then this is a really, really weird one. And I know a lot of people probably think, what's he thinking? But Tino Andrin in midfield. Now, he won't do this, and I know for a fact he won't. This is just what I want. Past 2 games, right? He's come on and straight away he's made an impact. Like as soon as he's come on, he's made an impact. That Coventry game, like I was so annoyed that we've not been starting him before this, because I know he's not been fit. I know he had that injury, and to be honest, before that I was saying what a waste of a signing. We signed him knowing he was injured, and then he's only come on as sub about 5 times. So
it's not time to prove himself. Yeah.
But to be honest, I think in this kind of game, I think it'll just push us forward. He's got the skill to get past players. He'll have shots. He'll put class balls through to the front 3. So I'd go with Tino Andrin. And a front 3, I'd start Josh Koroma, which is also another interesting one. I'm not a Dan El-Sinani fan. A lot of people like him, and Carlos likes him because obviously he starts him every week. I just don't see too much in him. He can do really good things, and we've seen it. He's put some quality balls through. He's scored some class goals, but that's it. He doesn't get involved enough in the game for me, as much as Koroma would, and I think he would get involved in this. Then on the other side, put Dwayne Holmes, which is also another controversial one. Not many people are liking Dwayne Holmes, but I'm going to stick with him. And obviously, I think most people would go with Danny Ward up front. You can't not with it. I mean, the season he's had. A lot of people will be thinking, why don't you start Jordan Rhodes? Because obviously he's had experience as well. But no, I'd definitely go Danny Ward. Yeah.
Well. So I'm guessing you'd have Koroma on the left and Holmes on the right. Yeah. So Koroma can do his little dummy cut inside thing that he always does.
Leave him alone, right?
Yeah. No, it's an interesting take. There's a lot of players that have contributed here and there, and that have got goals here and there. And Holmes has contributed. I'm not saying he hasn't. Same with Koroma and Co. Again, I have to ask hypothetically, who do you think we would get, and who would you want if we did progress?
I think I speak on behalf of almost every town fan. Sheffield United. You can't. I can understand people who want Nottingham Forest just to piss them off if we win.
Yeah, like Caden said. Yeah.
But no, Yorkshire derby. We've played him before, obviously in that League One. Penalty shootout with Alex.
There's that history there. Yeah.
So I'm not saying anything else. I'm genuinely nervous for it. Like,
got that feeling, aren't you? Like that sick kind of.
Yeah, I mean, look, 6. They finished 6. We finished 3rd. It's happened before where the underdog, which obviously I'd say Luton are an underdog. I know we're a small football club, but Luton are a smaller football club, and a lot of people will be rooting for them, which is understandable. They've not been in the Premier League before. We've been there before. We've done it. They'll be wanting a new team in, and which is I can understand that. A lot of people want Nottingham Forest back. Nobody wants Sheffield because they've been in a couple of years ago. But yeah, I'm just stupidly nervous. I don't know why, because we've done so well this season. Like, we've got this far, but that's what I'm saying. We've got this far, and I know we can get further, but it's the playoffs, so anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. You're spot on there. Like I said, I think I'd have liked to have said that we weren't favourites at all last time. We'd have been bottom of the 4.
And that's what I keep thinking too. That's what I think. That's why I keep thinking Luton are in the same situation as us. You know, that's why I'm a bit like, I don't know. because Reading, nobody backed Reading to beat Fulham that year, did they?
Yeah, true enough. Yeah,
and it happened.
And
That's
they
what I'm
finished
saying.
third, and Fulham finished sixth, but everyone knew deep down that Fulham were the better team. So
exactly. So anything can happen in the playoffs. It's a mad competition. It's brilliant.
So
brilliant for neutrals.
Yeah, brilliant to watch. So it's like I say, I love watching penalty shootouts. I just love them.
Penalty shootouts.
No,
even when it's not my team, I'm watching
when it's two teams that I have no affiliation with. Yeah. Let's say it was. Let me think of two random teams now. Say it was Southampton, Watford. Yeah. In a what is it in a quarter final of the League Cup. I've got no affiliation. I'd bang it straight on telly. I'd love to watch that. Love to see who goes where and how they take the penalties.
Yeah.
But when it's us, I just couldn't think of all worse. I just genuinely like seeing a penalty get missed and knowing that we'd lost it just from one kick. I just sit there and cry like a little child. I just don't know what I'd do. I've never been in that position. So
yeah. The thing is, we've been in penalty shootouts. Well, recently, obviously from 2012 to 2017, we've been in twice. Both gone. What was it? 3 goals down in both.
Yeah.
Finals, yeah. And at that point, you're thinking, we're not getting this back.
No.
But that's my thoughts anyway. A lot of people probably thought different. But if it does get to that point, I'm backing us. But my heart it'll be in my mouth, mate. It's the worst way to the playoffs. It's an awful way to go out. It's an awful way to lose, but it's unbelievable when you win.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to go to Wembley last time. I was on holiday. But
did you not? Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people would have expected me, of all people, to have been there.
Yeah.
It's a mistake. I won't be repeating. No. I made sure that I'm in the country well and truly this time. So, but it meant all the same. The atmosphere weren't there, but the feeling was still awful. I thought we'd lost it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Mate, what is your score prediction?
God. Okay, so first leg. I'm going 1-1. 1-1. I think that's a pretty fair score, to be honest. Especially for a first leg. As I said, a lot of both teams will be pretty cautious, not making many mistakes. So 1-1. Second leg.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to think. I've not even thought about it. I didn't want to think about it.
You don't have to give a second leg just yet if you don't want. But if you can do it, and then if you come on again in between now and the second leg, you can always change it. Then if it goes different.
Tell you what, I'm not going to say anything.
Good.
I don't want to say anything because it's going to come back karma for me, and I can just see it and picturing
it. Definitely. Wow. Yeah, lots that's been said, lots to look at there, really.
Did you get tickets for the away leg, mate?
All will be revealed at the end of the stream.
I've been waiting for this. I want to know.
All will be revealed at the end of the stream. I'll wrap it up within the next 5 minutes, just for you, Bobby, and you'll find out.
Right.
So yeah. Listen, mate, it's great to get your take. It's great to get your lineup and your score prediction. You're the last guest now, funnily enough, like you said. So that's perfect. It's worked out quite well, really. And we'll be going an hour 40, so I think we'll wrap up on quarter to 2 hours. Then now that'll be good. Great to get your take, mate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for having me.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Right, see you later.
Yeah. Great to get another Town fans take. Massive thank you to all you guys who tuned in tonight. At one point there was 70 people in here, and there's still 52, which is massive for a live video. That's crazy. So I've got to thank all you guys for all the support you've been giving me on this content, and what is it? I'm really grateful for the support over the course of the season, really. But everyone has asked plenty of questions, and I've asked what. I stick with the lineup I said in the 4-3-3 or the 4-2 as O'Brien on the wing, or I'd probably go Tina out wide. Harry, Brummy on Twitter, great to see you still in the stream, mate. So there's 2 questions that need answering. The first one is my score prediction. I am predicting a 0-1, 1-0 Huddersfield Town win. And I'm going to back. I say this, but I'll put a bet on or something different. But I'm going to back Town to win 1-0. And the goal scorer is going to be the goal scorer is going to be. I turned to score, by the way. I didn't ask him who his goal scorer was. What about the Luton one, Bobby? What about the Luton one? Let's quickly spam it in chat. The goal scorer for me is going to be Harry Toffolo. I've just got a feeling. It's too good to be true because he scored however many in the past few, but I'm just going to back Harry Toffolo. Yeah. So, the question everyone wants to really know is, am I going to be going to the match tomorrow? Is there going to be a vlog out? Tom Lee's Luton will go, right, okay, I'm with you. Am I going to be there tomorrow down at Luton supporting Town? The answer is there will be a live watch. I'm only kidding. There will be a match day vlog tomorrow as we take on Luton Town at Kenilworth Road, and I will be in attendance recording that match day vlog. And I'm going to try and make it the best one yet. I am going to make it one where I'll be recording lots more footage aside from just the game and trying to involve more of my kind of to and from and involving a lot as much as I can. But yeah, there will be a match day vlog out, and if we win, it'll be the best one of the season. That's probably where we'll stand with it. So yeah, a massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in tonight. Thank you for all of your time. Thank you for 76 likes. That's massive. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for all those who've stayed in the stream throughout. If you are new around here, please do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get 4.5k by just after the second leg. That's where we're kind of at with it, and we're trying to get 5k by the start of the new season. So if we could smash those goals, then that would be greatly appreciated. We're 31 subs. Away from 4.5k. Let's go ahead and smash it. And if you are new around here and haven't seen the latest video, it's sort of like a playoff trailer and highlight reel of the season. I'd probably say it's my best edited video yet. Fun fact for you all, because you know, I may as well say it. I actually edited that video drunk, so don't ask me how, but I did. Yeah, drunk, very drunk actually. But yeah, fun fact of the day, you learn something. But guys, it's been great to stream again. Thank you, not on my watch, for the kind comment. Thanks for all the support, mate. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on the channel as we take on Luton Town at Kenilworth Road. Cheers, guys. Up the town. Town are going up with the fire in the bank.